A very beautiful Islamic greeting. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May peace and divine blessings be upon all of you. A former ambassador of India to the UK and the USA and a former permanent representative to United Nations headquarters in New York, who also happened to be an Indian ambassador to Saudi Arabia, once told me that he heard an Arab authoritative scholar say the Holy Quran was revealed in Arabia, but it was best recited in Egypt, and it was best understood in India. I think Khusro Foundation's latest publication, Tafheem Jihad, authored by a classical Islamic scholar and established theologian, Dr. Maulana Zishan and Misbahi, affiliated to Khanqah Arifia, which is known for its scholarly Sufism, is a testament to this historical fact that the Holy Quran has been best understood in India. But unfortunately today, Holy Quran is also one of the most misunderstood books in India, one of the most misquoted and miscontextualized scriptures in the Indian subcontinent. Not only Indian subcontinent, thanks to the Western propaganda, Western media, as well as the cross-border misinterpretations, or so to say jihadist interpretations of the Quran. And most regrettably, the corpus of the Quran, which is most misunderstood, most misquoted and misconstrued, it consists the 26 verses of the Quran, so-called sword verses or the wartime verses, sometimes also referred to as militant verses. So before I come to the point and comment on the book, let me demystify and clarify the Quranic concept of jihad in a nutshell. First and foremost, jihad is not qital. Jihad, as Maulana Zishan Misbahi rightly pointed out, is to strive hard. Qital is warfare, yes, of course. Qital is killing. But neither jihad nor qital is terrorism. The term for terrorism is irhab, which is nowhere found or legitimized in the Holy Quran. And then jihad, the Quranic concept of jihad, a short term, which has deeper connotations, nuances, implications, deep meanings, several meanings, according to the Arab lexicographers, philologists, and linguists. I categorize the Quranic term of jihad in two broader generic senses: jihad fi sabilillah and jihad fillah. Jihad fi sabilillah is to strive hard in the path of God, and jihad fillah is to strive hard in pleasure of God. And both have the same ultimate goal: to achieve closeness, nearness with the divine, to achieve close personal relationship with the divine, and to attain salvation. In this context, I think almost all world scriptures are unanimous to preach this kind of jihad. Holy Bible says, fight and deny yourself. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, oh my God, someone told me that Srimad Bhagavad Gita is a greater manual of jihad than even the Holy Quran. Lord Krishna, in his beautiful discourses to Arjuna, says, fight. For what? Fight for righteousness. Fight for dharma. As Maulana Zishan Misbahi rightly pointed out, that jihad has three broader categories: jihad-e-akbar, jihad-e-asghar, jihad-e-saghir. I have also found out one more category: jihad afdalul jihad. So the Quranic concept of jihad inspires the Prophet, and inspired by the Quranic concept, the prophetic definition of jihad is afdalul jihad kalimatul haqq inda sultanin jair. The best form of jihad is to raise voice against injustice and tyranny. This is afdalul jihad. And then akbarul jihad, Raja'na min al-jihad al-asghar ila al-jihad al-akbar. Says the Prophet, we are returning from a lesser, smaller jihad during a battlefield to the greater jihad. And what is that greater jihad? To fight against your own self, your nafs, your propensities and your impulses of nafs, to tame your ego, to train your ego, self-ego training. Ego training is the jihad, the akbar. Of course, self-defense is also jihad, but this is not the only jihad. We also have jihad bil ilm, is striving hard by reasoning. Jihad bil qalam is striving hard for the truth by writing. Jihad bil lisan is striving hard by speaking for the truth and justice. Jihad bil mal is striving hard by way of wealth. And all these do not require a warfare, a night combat, raid. And even defensive jihad, as Maulana Zishan Misbahi rightly succinctly pointed out, is stipulated without killing non-combatants, women, children, priests or elderly people, without uprooting trees, without harming ecology, environment and animals. And all this, as Maulana Zishan Misbahi beautifully stated, requires a state. Remember, the Holy Prophet was not just a prophet, he was also as a statesman. He was also a statesman. He commands his companions, Sahaba, who are not only Sahaba, they are also an army of soldiers of a state. So no non-state actors are allowed in any situation, in any condition, to wage war in the name of jihad or even qital. So like I said in the beginning, neither jihad nor qital is terrorism. Terrorism is irhab, which is nowhere found or legitimized in the Quran. I congratulate Dr. Zishan Misbahi for quoting an authoritative scholar, Dr. former Shaykhul Azhar Shaltut, an Egyptian reformer in the school of thought by Muhammad Abduhu. He says, Muhammad Shaltut says in his book Al-Quran wal-Qital, in which he delegitimizes the terror organizations justifying their use of the term jihad, it was a fatal mistake when terrorism was equated with the doctrine of jihad. It was a fatal mistake because terrorism is in Arabic is al-irhab, which is never taught in the Quran. As for warfare, it is called al-qital in the Quran, which too is not synonymous with the term of jihad in Islam. But I am wondering, thanks to the Western propaganda, both in academia as well as media, even the Oxford Dictionary, the Oxford Reference Dictionary, defines jihad in an incorrect way. It says jihad is a holy war to defend Islam against enemies. Holy war. What is holy about a war? I think these two words, holy and war, are at odds at the loggerheads with each other. This is the result of blatant misunderstanding. And I think Tafheem Jihad comes out as a panacea for these ills, as a solid, critical, candid exposition and elucidation to dispel the darkness around jihad, to dispel the miasma of misunderstandings and misinterpretations, both by Islamophobes, hate mongers, hate preachers, as well as radical and extremist preachers, or violent jihadists, so to say. I think the book extensively quotes both modern scholars like Maulana Wahiduddin Khan of India, Dr. Tahirul Qadri, and Javed Ahmad Ghamdi of Pakistan. But this is a critical reading of the existing literature on jihad. Zishan Misbahi, as he rightly says, is unbiased. He examines objectively the existing literature which fails to address or satiate and gratify the readers today. I congratulate the convener of Khusro Foundation, Dr. Hafizur Rahman, who has also written an engaging preface right at the very outset. And after he has edited a volume on Ghazwa Hind, a concocted, fabricated holy war against India, I think Tafheem Jihad is now a broader, picture of what is going on in the name of jihad in the world. He deserves Khusro Foundation as well as Islamic Studies Department deserves special accolades and encouragement for publishing, promoting and promulgating such timely and long overdue literature. Thank you very much indeed.